Oh, it's gonna be Kalista top.
Oh, okay.
Against
the Ezreal to be
the
locked in for
Renekton.
Mystic.
And Kiin was one of the first players that would draw a lot of attention for the Kalista top in the LCK. And so this is going to be a narrow line to walk. If Renekton gets a hold of Kalista once, though, in the laning phase, it's over. It is basically going to be a broken neck, and she's never going to recover. That's just how the lane goes. But T1, the ball's in their court, all squishies on the side of Afreeca for their primary carries, which means that Karthus' Requiem is going to evaporate 70% of their HP in mid-game, and that is so hard for Afreeca to play against.
We'll just have to see how it's going to work out. It is confirmed that Karthus is going to be in the jungle. It's not any mid-Karthus shenanigans or anything like that. But I'm glad that Afreeca mixed up the draft. And I also love that in this game number 3 deciding match in playoffs, it's Kiin that gets the flex pick into a good matchup on the top side of the map with a champion that does do a lot of work. And now Volibear has the value of a Fate's Call to allow him to get out after dive bombing in with that ultimate. Very excited to see how this one's going to work out with Mystic on his Ezreal. I mean, his name's Mystic. Ezreal has an ability with Mystic in the name. Must be a good choice here. And Fly Zoe has been one of his most successful picks. And Ben is on another engaged support, and that's all he likes.
The really, really scary thing here is that T1, their team composition, you can't itemize against Cuzz. He's always going to be valuable at every stage inside of this game. And with Sett being a pseudo-support champion, Renekton just needing one advantage to put the lights out in top lane, things get really scary. Senna thematically answers Zoe and Ezreal in the mid-late stages of the game as well. So T1, they have everything going for them. They found themselves a beautiful Karthus spot, and that's what I was referring to when I was saying Afreeca really misreading the second ban phase. It should have been Karthus Evelynn, and at that point, there's still another AP jungler that can come in, but no one's probably thinking about him globally right now, but it would have been Fiddlesticks, and I just don't know if T1 even has that in their inventory.
I mean, the other option was also Gragas that Cuzz could have been playing, but I do like Karthus in this spot. I think it's absolutely fine. Just have to see how the lanes work out, because theoretically, mid and top should be in favor of Afreeca in this early stage of the game. As shout out to Fnatic, Cuzz picking up their skin.
Self-made watching somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be a red start. And let's see what kind of a clear Cuzz is going to go for. And we'll put him on the timer. Can he clear sub 3 minutes? Given that he did have a leash. Oh, no, he's not going down to golems. This is very surprising.
I'm going to take the chickens first. Yep. As Kiin is zoning Canna out of as much as he possibly can. And yeah, not going to be able to get... Oh, no, gets into experience range as the minions decide to be nice to him. And let's see how Kiin's going to play this one out.
Cuzz is doing is... by skipping gold... Wait, what kind of a path is this?
A funny one.
This is not a path. Unless he thinks that Spirit is cheesing him. The only thing I can imagine is that he's doing this 3-camp clear into Canna dings level 2, and they gank top with Wall of Pain.
It is high value against Kalista.
Stun. Yeah. I don't know what Cuzz's path is. He's also completely even though he just cleared the blue. This is just very, very strange, overly reserved, and now he's pathing away from top lane.
Yeah, it's almost like he just wasted time. It's very strange. It must have been a call from the team. Canna recognizing that there's a large minion wave stacking up that he's going to be able to pick up underneath his turret, and perhaps not expecting to be able to do too much, as Cuzz now sitting here for potential counter gank timing. And now expecting some wards in this area. That's very interesting. I don't think there was any opportunity for anyone to get over there and put them down, as now you can see the Volibear coming on forward. There's the slice and dice as Wall of Pain comes down, and Spirit is going to deny this Rift Scuttler that Cuzz was thinking about, as this is demolition on the top side.
The really bizarre thing is Karthus, with the leash that he got at red, he could have full cleared his entire blue side jungle and still been the first person to the Scuttle Crab on the left side. Instead, this is some deranged version of clearing that honestly I can't quite comprehend. And Karthus is going to get double scuttled and he's getting outpaced by a Volibear. I mean, it's a disaster. Atlas, yeah. I have no idea. So let me take your mind off it.
Yes, thank you, please do.
We were mentioning Poppy earlier. Well, I have a skin for you.
Oh, yeah?
Poppy.
Oh my god, why hasn't it happened yet?
Yeah, I can, Riot can, I'll invoice them later.
Yeah, no, you definitely better do that. Those royalties need to come through. That is a genius idea. Although I would be still using Lollipoppy every game. Because definitely best skin in the game. Pierce comes down, a lot of damage there from the Rend after a few sticks got stacked up. And Kiin, he's double the CS of the Crocodile right now. And that's exactly what this Kalista is supposed to do. As Ben demolishes that minion with his Dematerializer. And Cuzz now coming back. 6-2 on the Karthus. He did play a lot of Karthus when he was extraordinarily strong. And so you can understand why that score must be looking so good.
And we'll see what he's doing here. He's down 2 camps to Volibear. It is so unreal.
Spirit
nice
finds Faker. He's continuing to fight this one out. Press the attack, doing some work. The bubble from long range connects onto the Sett of the Paddle Star from downtown. And Fly grabs first blood. Mystic in trouble here towards the bottom side. Lands the E. Not enough follow-up damage, and the Tongue Lash is not going to find the mark either. As Ben is going to get that triumphant roar to help Mystic's health bar get back up again. Piercing Darkness coming on in. And T1 not going to be able to win out on that little skirmish.
And Faker looked like he just thought that he could actually get closer to Cuzz. And that maybe he wouldn't need to actually flash, but he ended up getting slept. Now, fortunately for him, it was a cannon minion, so he's not losing too much. And Cuzz, he's very stunted in this game. Just because of the opening path, and I keep harping on about it because he has complete autonomy over his own clear. There's very little that Afreeca's team comp and jungler can do to influence it whatsoever, and so it's very weird because he's the centerpiece of T1's team composition. Karthus is supposed to be the one getting very far ahead and being super oppressive.
세트랑 맞다이 할게. 오케이. 나 이거 수면 2초, 1초.
2 seconds, 1 second. Here I go.
맞았다. 야, 천천히 해봐. 나이스.
Nice.
까지 맞을 수 있어? 카더스.
Alright, Karthus was there. And now we come back in.
Yep, Griff Scuttlers don't like Skittles that much, as we just found out. And Fly clears out yet another wave. He's ahead by 14 CS, which is a couple of waves.
Yeah.
And not going to find that Paddle Star, so it's absolutely okay. Now going to go collect the blue buff. And it's pretty smooth sailing right now for Afreeca. You're talking about the Karthus. I mean, he is still under so much pressure to get more done. If he keeps failing these LS tests when it comes to the jungle Karthus, it's going to look worse and worse here for T1.
Well, I think he's about to ding level 6 off of the red buff. So Requiem will be available, but you can just see that it's impossible for mid or top to really set up lethal. And now Spirit's going to come over here. Faker's asleep again.
Oh, this is a big one. He gets the face breaker, has to flash to get himself out. And it's not going to be the follow-up there from Afreeca, but they still get the summoner spell that they were looking for. And Faker is under a lot of pressure. True shot.
Oh,
no! Just snipes him! Oh! Where did they have that vision? How did they know? Oh my god, Mystic. That was so sick. Did they scry his bloom? Jonah Strong, please show us how the heck he knew that.
Oh, I felt that actually.
Yeah, that was in your waters. Did you feel it in your waters?
I actually clinched.
Yeah.
That was not in the other bad thing about this is Karthus had red buff. So Mystic should have red now.
Oh
which
my
is
god.
Very obnoxious. Now he's not going to have it. Okay. Well, Fly though.
Okay.
KDA Kyle. Not actually going to go for the kill onto effort.
He doesn't need to. He's already 20 CS in the lead. Faker wasn't even in lane. Gets himself a turret plate. No need to be greedy as the wall of pain goes down. But whose pain is it right now? As Afreeca will be able to take the Rift Scuttler very comfortably. Fly not going to throw the Paddle Star at anything in particular. And it looks like Spirit, the substitution buff is coming through for both of these teams so far. Faker comes in, wins his game, and Spirit comes in and he's looking much better in this game as well. He's in position. Cuzz is also over here, but gives away his location by throwing down another wall of pain. Fly finding yet another bubble onto Faker. We'll have that grit to chew through. And as you can see, Afreeca just with a lot of control. Facebreaker comes down, immediate cleanse there from Fly. He throws in a heal for himself as Spirit has found Cuzz yet again. Ulti comes down. Dawning Shadow's there to try and keep the Karthus alive, but Spirit does grab the kill. Blast Cone's going to be in position, but there's the Requiem. Oh, saves him as Kiin comes through as the hero, and he gets denied so much. Oh no, this is not Cuzz's game.
Oh man, this just feels heartbreaking. I mean, Teddy, Effort, and Canna now they're up here. They don't have a Rift Herald. I mean, they're going to try to get some turret plates, but Ezreal down in bottom. Mystic's just getting free waves. He gets a free turret plate for himself. Already has the Mirror Mana. Things are so doomed. How?
How? Seriously?
레나톤 내려가는 턴이야.
오케이.
이걸 삼거리로 돌아오면 탑 갱각도 넣어.
Oh,
나
he
레드
was
먹는
going for the
타이밍인데 꼬아서 한번 바로
back.
닦아볼게 그럼.
나이스!
뭐야 이거? 왜 죽어?
What is that?
no
What-
idea.
Okay.
야왜 죽냐? 레넥.
레넥 미드.
라인.
Oh my god,
That
that's
is-
so crazy.
Okay, well, in this replay, you can see Faker, he tries to get the face breaker into the superplex onto Zoe. Cuzz here, trying to do as much damage as he can. He actually kited down a little bit more than he wanted to. Requiem, Kiin flashes for the Pokeball onto Spirit. Ends up saving him from his demise, and Afreeca, they're in a very comfortable position right now, Atlas. They're 2,500 gold up. And when you're up this kind of amount and Sett is basically a support, you can get away with getting some MR. If you want to really stifle the enemy Karthus,
Yeah.
this is feeling very disastrous right now.
And at this stage of the game as well, I mean, Senna's not doing a whole lot of damage, so I don't think you need to worry about armor too much when it comes to these mid-game team fights. I think you're right. I think Magic Resist is definitely an option. But also, so is damage. When you're winning by this much, you can certainly just build more and be better, and then not worry. Runic Echo's now completed for Cuzz, but he's got an empty jungle, and he's thinking about looking for a gank. Not going to be too much that he's going to be able to achieve, especially with this huge minion wave that Kiin is going to be pushing forward. He's going for more of a lethality vibe for the build.
I guess he
okay,
didn't
Spirit's
get spotted. Yeah, Spirit is there.
Oh, another bubble is going to connect. Headbutt Pulp comes down. True Shot Barrage is there as well. Faker's lit on fire, trying to run. Haymaker comes in. Facebreaker's there onto two. There's the showstopper. Faker trying to hold onto it, but he's not going to be able to do anything. Effort not quite there in time. Didn't have flash available. And it's 0-4 now for T1. They're behind over 3,000 gold. And it's only 12 minutes. Afreeca look like they're about to do it, Ellis. This is insane.
They are about to cross the Prime Meridian line, Atlas, is what is about to happen.
Oh,
Spirit?
Stun onto Canna.
Yeah.
Flash.
Oh, no.
no.
Nothing is going right for them in the... Okay, you know what? Honestly, this is just... Cue the music.
We just need some buttons to be pressed. All right, buttons were pressed. It was fun. Fly comes over with a redemption. Zoe's best friend. Cuzz puts down a wall of pain, though, and that's going to keep Effort alive. Or at least keep his health bar up. Despite all of that weirdness going on here, Kiin is able to get himself another turret plate. And T1 just trying to pick up the pieces still. Effort, no beef for you, my friend. As Faker just wants to get himself a bit of a reset timing. Bubble connects onto the Tahm Kench. Cuzz is in position as, okay, Faker was looking for a little bit more. Flash comes out, headbutt just for disengage. As, yeah, he was Faker was looking for a face breaker, couldn't find anyone's face to break. Didn't have Showstopper available, so they didn't have to be scared of that one. But a couple of summoner spells that our T1 were able to get, and that's always good news.
And T1 are falling further and further behind as this game goes on. It's about a 4,000 gold lead right now for Afreeca, and everything is going their way. The only thing that they're not doing is they're not getting any dragons. We take a look at this replay here, and Faker just getting brought down. There's not really much that he was able to do. Things are looking pretty grim.
It is dicey to say the least. Absolutely. Yeah. As Canna up here, he's going to clear out this wave pretty comfortably. Kiin will pick it up though. And he has that cheeky little serrated Dirk. And is now building towards his Blade of the Ruin King as per usual. And he's 30 CS in the lead. 0-0-0 for both of our top laners. But 0-2-0 for the Karthus is real bad news as Fly shoots Faker with his Super Soaker. I didn't know there was a water fight in mid lane, but apparently there is. Pretty prestigious one, if that skin tells us anything, as Fly grabs himself a barrier and sends his bubble through the wall. Faker will be alright though. As there's the Sanguine Blade picked up by Kiin. So he's going for the full split push style on this Kalista.
And Spirit actually does pick up MR on the Volibear, something that he should not have been able to do. One of the things I'm very surprised about, it hasn't picked up in Korea yet, or pretty much anywhere else, but Locket of the Iron Solari, super big here against Karthus' Requiem.
Oh yeah.
And I'm very surprised, I'll be very surprised if Spirit doesn't actually end up getting that at some point in the next 10-15 minutes or so. Teleport comes out in top lane. It looks like Afreeca, they want to raise yet another turret. And remember, their win rate, when they get first turret to the game, it's super high.
Yeah,
because it probably means that they're winning either in bot lane or in top lane, and both Mystic and Kiin can really just take over games. Afreeca, they're going to get the Rift Herald. That probably is going to mean that Faker's tier 1 mid turret's going to fall shortly thereafter.
Oh no. Teddy's in trouble, but does have a Devour. So Effort is going to save his AD carry. Cuzz will be able to take away a dragon as well. That's going to be the first one of the game, going down at 15 or 16 minutes. So a very late dragon. But you can see Shelly. She's going to crush this turret. Actually, no. Wasn't even necessary. She'll crush this one instead.
Yeah.
As Afreeca are looking to open the map completely. And Bubbles connecting onto minions, not necessarily the highest priority. True Shot Barrage trying to get Shirley towards this inhibitor turret. And she is going to derp just a little bit. We'll see whether that eye is going to be poked out. But as you can see, the inhibitor turret also going to be taken down very, very low. High value Rift Herald there for Afreeca.
Well, 6,000 gold lead on the dot right now for Afreeca at 16.5 minutes. And Cloud Dragon, it's coming up second, which is a very good roll.
Oh, there's the flash in
for
from
both
Spirit.
parties.
They are just going to explode Teddy. Devour used from Effort onto this Karthus as Cuzz looks to try and flash away. Blastcone gets Spirit out of position. Is now Faker looking for the flank. He's still unseen as in goes Fly, but now Faker has to ghost his way out of there. Didn't find his opportunity. Couldn't find his window. And Afreeca, I mean, this is a dragon away from a perfect game at 17 minutes in.
This game is looking really, really over, Atlas. And I don't want to be the one to call the game super early on, but with a comp like this one for T1, how do you realistically even come back? The jungle isn't even really yours anymore, which means that your key piece, the Karthus, is going to be so stunted. He's getting out EXP'd, out gold.
All right. Oh my god, Teddy picks it up. That's an alley-oop if ever I've seen one. Nice Dawning Shadow to get T1's first kill of the game.
And the kill onto Teddy is definitely big. It's quite welcome.
Oh yeah.
As, okay, they're going to move up here into top lane. They're going to try to get something done. They're still down 6,000 gold. Another really nice bubble. Love the Magi Soul Stealer. Picked up by Fly. It's currently at 6 stacks. We'll see what else is able to be done.
Yep, Kiin, unfortunately, just face checking a crocodile, which is not what you want to do. Boop. And I believe a Dark Harvest stack for the Karthus as well, which is also important.
시간 벌자. 칼리도.
And right now, Teddy looks like he's just going to be waiting for waves to come into him. I mean, he's the only one with a kill on the side of T1. Tahm Kench waiting to get to that stone plate. I have no idea where Cuzz's gold is at right now. He is sitting on that Amp Tome, has a Dark Seal. But, I mean, Sett as well, Faker, there's not really much that he's going to be able to do for the rest of the game. You can see he's on the Chain Vest, he's on the Null Magic Mantle. Sett's not really changing.
No.
Between now and the next 10-15 minutes, he's basically going to be the same champion. Zoe's only going to get stronger and more obnoxious. Mystic probably going to have MR coming in. There it is. Aegis picked up. He's going to go for the Death Stance. QSS picked up on Kalista. Karthus is just dealing no damage now.
This is really rough. Bubble gonna land again. I think Fly's missed like 2 bubbles this game. This is probably one of the best performances we've seen out of Fly all season.
Yeah.
Been very, very impressed by how this guy's been playing out this Zoe. I think the last time we saw him this dominant was in the Kesper Cup, where Fly really found himself. That was a long time ago. It was almost a year ago now. As he went back to his old self as we got into the spring and summer seasons. This is an Afreeca out to take some names. And they're ahead by almost 7,000 gold at 20 minutes. Next Drake is going to be a Cloud. We're going to have a Fun Soul, as it will be either the Mountain or the Infernal.
And if you're T1, you hate for Mountain to get rolled. If Mountain ends up getting rolled, your Sett's doing no damage. Your Senna's doing pretty much no damage. Your Renekton gets significantly damage. And Karthus, I mean, he hates when you get more and more magic resistance. So I do not know where anyone's going. And the really weird thing is Cuzz, he picked up a needlessly large rod. I think this means that he's trying to power into Rabadon's death cap. But the opponents are going to have so much high MR values. I don't know why, with the Amp Tome, he didn't just elect to go Void Staff.
Yeah, might have been necessary. Maybe wanted as much damage as possible for this next fight, as Faker does avoid the bubble for the moment. And T1 just going to give away this Drake. I don't think there's any reason to fight for it when they're this far behind. And it is going to be confirmed. Smited away there by Spirit very nicely. Bottom side now going to be where Kiin's going to look, as Infernal Drake is going to erupt onto the Rift. Few less options for Fly to throw bubbles through, things like that. It's definitely good news for T1.
Well, 7,000 gold lead basically for Afreeca right now. 21.5 minutes. That is so scary at this point in the game.
And also, the Renekton is so incredibly useless right now. We've been talking about Sett having a rough time, but at least Faker is within touching distance of the CS that's been picked up. But it's a 50 CS gap between Kiin and Canna right now. And Renekton, in order to be useful, needs money.
Well, I am not totally sure what is going to be the out here for T1. Unless Karthus gets a massive value out of his passive inside of some sort of a team fight, and Teddy and Canna can sort of clean up. And like you're mentioning about the Renekton, I mean, this is just like the previous game. It doesn't really matter, and when he's this far behind, he's just dead weight. He's an anchor that is dragging you down. He's the iceberg that sank the Titanic.
Yeah.
Pretty much, as T1 are... I think that they just might be praying that Afreeca tries to do a Baron.
But how are they supposed to steal it?
Yeah, well...
I mean, Cuzz is never going to get to the pit. Yes, they know that this is happening, but there's going to be so many sticks in this Baron. They need to go for a team fight. They cannot try and 50-50. As they're going to get a teleport in from Mystic. He wasn't actually there for that fight, but he has his Death Stance now. Huge item lead for the Ezreal. There's even a Zeke's Harbinger on Ben. So when he pops his ultimate, Mystic only gets stronger. As now they're going to start this one up again with 5 members available. And T1 needs to find a miracle, and they need to find it now.
Yeah. This might be the last hurrah. Wall of Pain is actually going to be wasted, so none of that MR shred going to be present inside of this fight.
Well, Spirit's actually down very low.
Yep.
Fly gets his Banshees popped. Cuzz taking a bit of damage. As Kiin still on this.
Oh man, there's so many Ren
Face
stacks.
Call comes through. Yeah, there are so many Ren stats here, but the fight is going to start. Devour onto Faker, who's extraordinarily low. There's a True Shot Barrage, but Haymaker gets a big old shield. Ben, with his passive, almost gets killed by the Baron, but as you can see, flies the Sacrificial Lamb.
What?
He is going to go into his stopwatch, and T1 have bought themselves some valuable time.
And I don't know what Afreeca was just doing. There's so many Ren stacks inside of the Baron. They end up losing that fight, and if you take a look at Ben, Ben almost died too. Baron Nashor almost dealing fatal damage. In a very, very bizarre turn of events, Zoe loses all of her Magi stacks, gets killed, Ben almost dies. Take a look at this Requiem here. Faker, not able to get insane value, gets devoured by effort, repositioned, Haymaker comes out. Take a look at Ben. Baron gets real angry, but not quite enough to kill him. Fly ends up going down.
That's such high value, though, getting the kill onto Fly. Not only do they get the bounty gold, but also those Magi stacks are now non-existent on this Zoe. That snowball has been mitigated by so much. It's now within a 5,000 gold lead for Afreeca. Yes, they still have a big advantage, but T1, they can certainly fight when it comes to the late game, as Afreeca are going to steal away this blue buff. And a cheeky little ward there for T1, just outside of the Baron. I think most teams know about that particular ward location, so it's likely to be swept, but hasn't gone yet. As you can see, waves getting shoved in. The Zoe taking care of the top side. You've got Kalista moving back down bot. She has teleport available.
Well,
now, we'll see whether Faker can hold this. Doesn't exactly do a lot of damage to minion waves. As Cuzz does have the Rabbidan's Death Cap, so he did manage to get it. And he's ahead by a lot, as he's been able to power farm. Wasn't expecting that, to be honest. I thought that Afreeca would be able to at least pressure him out of his jungle. That hasn't happened.
I feel like Afreeca, they've been playing so overly cautious, given the advantages that they did have. I mean, they're going to pick up the Infernal Dragon right now. This is going to be a okay dragon. Volibear is going to get 480 from it, so not a whole lot there. I guess half of a longsword almost. But Kalista and Ezreal and Zoe going to get immense value. Kiin's just able to solo that for himself. And this only just makes things worse and worse as the game goes on. But it is the soul that T1 can resist the most. So in that regard, there is definitely a lot of upside.
Yeah. Still very interested in how this game's going to go. You can see giant gold advantages for all of the carries on Afreeca's side. It's only Cuzz that is ahead by any notable margin. We just have to see how it all concludes. It's Teddy trying to get himself back into this one. Does have the Muramana transformation. And he's building towards his rapid fire cannon now. Faker clearing out the top side. And this game has definitely slowed down as T1 try to stabilize. Next Infernal Drake going to be up in 4 minutes time. But because that first Drake was taken so late, it's not as much of an issue as now. Faker caught trying to clear vision. He's going to ghost. That should get him out of the way. There's now Afreeca move on over. They will be able to protect their control ward. Bubble. That's going to connect onto Faker. Very nice one there from Fly as well, as the Paddle Star does do a bit of damage. As Spirit looking to try and go in, but Tongue Lash is going to mitigate that. Cuzz moves on over as well. We've got Renekton in the mid lane. Kalista on bot side. 4-on-4 here for the minute. As Ben's going to get that headbutt away.
This is very akin to how T1 used to win a lot of games. Even when they would fall very, very far behind, they would somehow remain passively in the game, and the opponents would just slowly bleed out their advantage. to a point where the gold advantage might just not be relevant at all whatsoever. So, sure, we're still at a 6,000 gold lead right now for Afreeca, but a 6,000 gold lead at 20 minutes is very different from a 6,000 gold lead at 35 minutes. And so,
Absolutely.
if T1 can just keep maintaining this, the item breakpoints and whatnot, it will begin to become favorable. A little bit of Boris coming out here on both of the sides of Afreeca and T1, but not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's all right. Boris is just, he's sometimes here. When that Void Staff comes in, yeah, Cuzz is just going to be so big. There's Kiin getting to work here on this inner turret. He might be able to get it, but does have to QSS. As Afreeca do come over, they are going to secure their 5th turret of the game. 5-0 as far as that scoreline is concerned. So a lot of standing gold on the map for T1 if they're ever able to actually find anything. As Mystic can't get that Mystic shot to proc his E onto effort. Sorry, his W. As Cuzz is going to get bubbled. Fly looks for it, but there's the Devour. And effort's going to keep the Karthus alive. And this red buff is going to be stolen away. Back comes through. No, not actually.
I really feel like that Afreeca is just super nervous trying to close this game out.
I mean, I would be too. I mean, you're on the verge of being able to take down T1 in a game that you were never supposed to win. This is 100% nerves. Because if they screw up and lose this game, then it's even worse.
The gold gap is remaining at the exact same value for the last couple of minutes. I would imagine that Cuzz almost has that Void Staff. He's now at 2 levels over Spirit. And nothing is happening. Oblivion Orb picked up on Zoe.
That will let her kill Karthus much faster. This is an extraordinarily squishy
Atlas,
Karthus build. If
I see the Blasting and Amp Tome turn into a book on Karthus, something is going on.
Oh no, that better not happen. No, this is 100% a Void Staff. I mean, I'm not a religious man, but something definitely would have to be very wrong with how this world has been put together if that is not something that happens. It is going to be a Void Staff. Trust.
The motto of this game is that T1 stands for Turtle One, and Afreeca stands for Afraid, as nothing has happened for about 13 or 14 minutes.
Yeah, Turtle One versus Anti-Fun, I think.
Okay, I mean, that one works definitely as well.
My god. Okay, Mystic is extraordinarily far ahead now. I don't remember that being the number that we saw last time around, as the Void Staff has been built, so maybe there is a god. As, Mystic continuing to clear things out, but he's very strong. 4 items now completed in comparison to the 3 that Teddy has put together. As, there's the face breaker. Showstopper comes down as well. Mystic, Arcane shifts out of the way. Canna looks for the stun. The heals do come through. Mystic, Arcane shifting, getting himself back into position. The flash forward. There's the face call. Spirit dives into the backline. Cuzz has been taken down, but he does have the Death-defy passive. And at least he's able to pick up 1 onto the cow. As the dust settles, though, that is a 1 for 3, and Afreeca are beelining to the Baron.
Yeah, they're going straight towards the Baron right now. Mystic just gonna take away some of the oh, okay, they're gonna split up. They're gonna have Ezreal do the dragon, and they're going to have Kalista and Volibear. This is some of the most intelligent gameplay that I think that we've seen in LCK. Some teams might just, you know, they hard commit to the Baron and forego entirely the Infernal Dragon. And, I mean, Effort's going to come over. He's going to try to lick the back end of that dragon. Oh, no, he's not. He's not even going to try.
Yeah. Didn't have a Blast Cone, didn't have a Flash, so that was never going to happen. Kiin's going to be able to secure this. And Afreeca, they take everything. Soul Point now, and that's Infernal Soul Point as well, guys. That's a big deal. So we're going to have a look at this team fight once again. And it looked like Mystic might have been caught out of position.
Well, I mean, it looks like Mystic was caught out of position. Slice and Dice goes in by Renekton, doesn't quite have enough damage. And you can see, Cuzz's decision-making here was very bizarre as well. They're never going to be able to run away. And so I was so surprised that he didn't try to just go into passive sooner. As just be further up inside of the wave. He could then kill the incoming minion wave, get a much better passive off, give a lot more freedom to the other T1 members. And this is looking like it might be all that she wrote here, Atlas. It is about to be a 10,000 gold lead with 2 Infernal Dragons.
Oh my god, those damage stats are very, very sad. Because for all his mistakes, he has done a lot of damage, but look at Fly. He's just been having the game of his life in this one. Mystic as well, been very consistent on the Ezreal, but I just feel like Fly took control of the early to mid game so beautifully for Afreeca, alongside Spirit, of course, as well. This has been utter heroism for the underdogs. We're now looking to try and push in. They should be able to take this mid inhibitor at least. The top inhibitor turret also under fire, as it's Kiin that's trying to shove that one through. Facebreaker just to get that siege minion out of the way, but they lose 1 inhibitor now. And I believe that bottom wave is also pushing in for Afreeca. Canna slicing, dicing around. And we've still got a minute left on this Baron, so expect Afreeca to do a lot more damage as effort. Is going to get stunned up, not going to get taken down just yet. Facebreaker onto Spirit as they do take down the turret. Faker gets the Haymaker out. Spirit is going to back off for the minute, but you can see Kiin hopping through. There's the Dawning Shadow. Teddy trying to keep his team alive, but Afreeca, they're just focusing on the structures and looking to slowly push forward.
Really, really close.
Oh no, Canna in trouble. There's the Requiem as they're under the Nexus turrets. Fair bit of damage as Heppa Pulp comes through, but Ben is going to be taken down by extraordinarily low, but it looks like he will escape. No, Teddy flashes after him, but the damage has been done. Mystic is still alive and still has so much damage. Teddy well and truly dead. They've got 2 AD carries in this game, remember, as Mystic pops his QSS. He's going to be absolutely fine. The second and last Nexus turret is taken down. Mystic flashes on forward. Death Defy is not enough, and Afreeca are going to perform the miracle. They'll knock T1 out in the wild card.